Alright guys, so we've built a new Grasshopper script to dynamically build trees. This is the casting core, as it were. These are the controls for it. So it has a female and a male, allowing Manny to quickly heat this up and then create another one. You'll see what I mean by up. So we can increase how many of these there are dynamically on the fly here, up to 15 deep. So while we start building, we'll work on one at a time. Alright, so how the builder works, it's going to build this core around the middle of the world. Here's an example of an Ellendale SKU, so they have to only send us the one item. So you grab that item and put it in the brep box. Alright, so set that brep. And you can see that you've got this automatically arraying for you. Alright, I'm going to take the array around count back to 1 so we can see what we're doing. Okay. And you can see that this is back to front, it's all over the show, it doesn't really matter. Move the original item a bit. Right. So what you're looking for is in the pink, that the sprue has to be in, and you're roughly about halfway up the component. All right. After you've got that component part of it right, Manny would want an angle, probably around something like that, and maybe even a bit of an angle around the other way. All right. So I'm going to grab, you can't grab this as you were with Grasshopper. I'm going to move those components up, something like that, and then maybe just angle them a bit. So you only got to do this with the very first part that you're working with. All right, and let's look if we're still touching. We want to bring that in a little bit. You can see that we're not touching there, so we're going to bring that back a bit, something like that. And once the component is in, you can then start working on arraying it around as much as we need. So there it's completely in, and I can hide this component. So I'm just using the Rhino command hide, and now we can start building out what we need. So you can currently, you can go, this is your core height. You can reduce this core height, or you can increase the core height a little bit. Right, I'm going to bring that in, something like that. You can also tweak your height and your distance a little bit like that. You can move where it is up and down just a tad, and you can move it in and out just a tad. You know, it's just a little tweak to help you over there. Then the important part is going to be about the array count around. So you want to go as many parts around as you can until they get too close to cast or too close to cut off efficiently. Right? You can see on this component over here, you've got a little bit of height you can spare, but let's have a look. We want to go up 4 deep, or maybe we want to go up 5 deep. All right, so we're going to look at the array upwards, up to 5 deep, something like that. Well, it's a lot more than 5 deep, but it's 8 deep. And can we fit any more? So you can take your array around. I think you can fit one more, 8. And could we get these any closer to each other? You can, and you can do that with the core height. So you can reduce the core height a little bit, and you can bring everything in, you can bring everything out. So I'd like us to test this. How do we quickly and efficiently produce an entire tree worth of stuff? And of course, then we have to calculate on the wax machine. You know, a standard ring is about 23 mil high. So I wouldn't like to see trees higher than 23 mil. So your array up, you bring down until you hit about that 23 mil mark, which is here. So there's 10, 20, which is 21. So in the case of this tree, we print these as 3 deep, completely in wax, and then you'd have a divot for Manny to then attach a few of these at a time. Alright guys, I'll leave this in the chat as usual. Let's see where we go, but like I said, if you wanted to be bizarre, you could do a heap of them. Alright, which is not something you want to do. Alright guys, thank you. I'm going to save that and I'll give it back to you. Cheers.